to get this certificate, and for that we need to have a chief guest. Now in MILT, we don't have any difficulty in finding chief guest. Because every Miltonian is a chief guest. I need to find out from the MILT whom can I have as a chief guest. And there, I found a person. A very great person. Great person, as I always say, is not about people having money and material. And this man has got lots. Great person is ability to contribute to the society and care for the betterment of people. That is what is greatness. So I met this person in the year 2005. My first batch in Pune. And thereafter I saw his participation in Sagar Plaza, the hotel over there, and Bandh Garden Road. Such a lively participant. He was always there. And thereafter, if there was any MILT meeting, he was always there. He was very, very supportive. He is my mentor in my spiritual meetings and in the spiritual meetings. A very spirited person, full of life, full of energy. A person who is happily married and he's got 2 wonderful daughters. Very recently I went to his house and said, man, what a house. It reveals the character of this person. And he is a very successful entrepreneur and an IIT Kharagpur gold medalist. And all that doesn't show on him. And today if you want to play badminton with him, if you're 26, man, you can't play with him. The energy that he has got, the involvement that he's got is what is very important. So he's been a mentor for the Pune chapter. Everybody reveres him in Pune and right now nationally as well, because this person is a contributor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to install and introduce the chief guest for this grand finale. Let's welcome Miltonian Nagpal. Okay, now this is a meeting of celebration. We are all mad people. The kids come to the meeting and say, what's happened? They all become worse than us. We are all mad people in that we make a difference. Okay, so one of the difference that we make is we have a huge volume of celebration. Okay, thunderous celebration. So therefore don't worry, because people never died because of celebration. They only died because of lack of celebration. Okay, so we shall certainly celebrate every moment and make this evening a grand one indeed. And now, Nagpal is here, a good friend of mine, and any project to be done, whatever Nagpal says is what Pune does. So I always first try to convince him. Because after that convincing Tushar and Vikram and all that is very easy. Okay. And he said, okay Daddy, done, and I know my work is done. Because even if they say no, he will get it done. Okay, and now, this Pune chapter is a young chapter. It got into MILT as a chapter only in 2017 in a convention. Right? Though we had the first batch in 2005, then we had program under the name of LEVO where I was conducting, and then it got into as a chapter only in 2017. In this short time, the chapter has really done humongously great work. To run this chapter, we need to have a president. And I met this guy in the year 2010. Young, energetic guy, full of life, full of smiles. And then he took part in the MILT leadership course so enthusiastically that he was recommended by the seniors, if I'm to say, of Pune chapter. They said he is the right material. And probably the youngest chapter, youngest president for the youngest chapter. He has done a very tough course, which is called a CA. For me, accounts was very far. I did my 3-year BCom for 5 years. They could have given me BCom honors, okay? Because one paper I couldn't pass. Thank God I passed and I'm today a graduate. Okay? CA. You know what does CA mean? means come again. And this man is a CA, and not only a CA, he's also has got a beautiful office. And then, very lucky person, few people, Miltonians are lucky, because he got his wife in Milt. So guys who are not married, you have a chance in Milt. And he's got his wife in Milt, a very dedicated person, and he's got a beautiful son, and he's got a big family, a joint family of 32. He told me that in 2010. I told him, man, my batch is full there, yeah. Okay, very true. Every year, two people come and join the course. So now the family is becoming a Miltonian family. So I'm really proud to have this person as the president who is really so committed and taking chapter to the great heights. And he's married to Miltonian Supriya, and she is very, very supportive. He says, Danny, so many of my friends have got problem with their wife, but I don't have. So blessed guy that he is, because he's got the 100% support of his pretty wife, Supriya. Let's welcome the president of MILT Pune chapter, Miltonian Amit Acharya. Right, that's Amit for you. See, you're standing and sitting, which is good for you. The reason is, if you sit down too long, you get cramps at your back. When you stand up, sit down, it's good. And now, the chapter is run, supported well by some office bearers. And here is one such office bearer, who is a person working in IT space. I trained him some years back, and then he said, let me also get my wife in, and his wife also did the program. He's got two wonderful children, and he's doing exceptionally well. A man who is a silent contributor. He hardly speaks, but when he speaks sense. He's a good coffee maker. That's his passion. He's the vice president of MILT Pune chapter. Let's welcome Miltonian Pritesh Ostwal. And now we have two chairs to be filled, and I filled out, and I'll see empty chairs here. I'll be coming down there. This program happened, MLC 9, Pune, and we wanted to have a coordinator or probably a joint secretary who can keep the 17 people together and ensure that they continue in the alumni meet for 1 year. My request to everybody who's graduating is that continue in MILT for 1 year only. Attend one national convention only. After that you can go. And I can tell you, after that you come back only. Because you got addicted. You get the dose. Dose stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and is endorphin. So MILT gives you that dose. Okay? And so I was looking out who can represent this chapter. And I found a person who, right from the word go, he came for the introductory, I saw energy in him, he was in the session, very energetic, and very rightly the MLC batch picked him as the joint secretary. Let's welcome the joint secretary of MILT Pune chapter for MLC 9, who is going to become a Miltonian right now. And that is Akshay! And I'm sure with Akshay, the batch is really going to be strong. And I'm sure it's going to be committed, because every time I give birth to a baby and I go away. Okay, I should give birth and stay on, isn't it? But there are other babies to take care, and other babies that I need to give birth to. So therefore, I'm sure Akshay, with his energy, he's going to keep the batch stronger. And come for the convention, as I always tell people, because it's happening for you right now. This year end, it's going to be in Kolkata. So kindly come for the convention, experience the convention. The Mahapriya that we're talking about, a person who's done the MILT program, he's got tremendous respect for Aporesh Acharya. And he's got respect for me as well. And ask him one thing, he would tell you he had attended the MILT conventions. And after developing, he's very grateful to the forum, and he's developing himself and people around him something great. And now, to conduct these proceedings, I have the master of sermon. I'm an old man. Okay, if I'm to say that. Okay, probably senior citizen. Okay. The government makes me feel I'm old, but whereas in my heart I'm not. So here we are going to have these proceedings done by a young person, a beautiful person, who's been part of this course, MLC 9, very committed. When she was sitting over here, she was probably skeptical joining the course. And for the few sessions, she continued to be doubtful. But as she got in, the moment she understood that this program can impact her, she opted to continue and make a big difference. And somebody told me I got a very erratic BP. And they said, you might get stroke. That's what they said. So I told this person. She said she will. She brought the pressures and checked me. She said, your pressure is high, but your heart is good. After all this session, after 3.5 hours, your heart is beating well. And that's a good sign. So therefore, I always felt, why am I getting the pressure? Because the person who's testing me is beautiful. So next time I decided if I'm going to get tested, I'm going to close my eyes. And such a wonderful lady, and she was a doctor on call for me. She prescribed me medicine. She's a wonderful person. And I'm glad to know that she is from the Chordia family. Let's welcome the person who's going to receive the certificate, will be graduating, and will be giving the speech of acceptance and continue the proceedings as the Master of Ceremony. And now, let's welcome the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Ruchita Lunaworth. And now, this certificate will be given by the chief guest, and the person who will be receiving the certificate will be the one who's going to conduct the proceedings as the Master of Ceremony, and I'll be there enjoying the meeting along with you all. And now, to give away the certificate to this wonderful Miltonian, who's going to become a Miltonian from now on. Let's welcome Miltonian Dr. Ruchita Rajendra Lunaworth. Come on. Ruchita, and she will conduct this program as the Master of Ceremony, and let's keep the energy and enthusiasm levels high. If you're alive, you celebrate. If you're not, don't. Over to Miltonian Ruchita.